Prior now. It's 2:05, so it only took me about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour to do that graveyard. My skills at recording are speeding up, but there again I'm doing more abbreviations really, just the surnames. So if it did arise, somebody wanted to know anything in better detail, I'd then go back and do a full inscription. Bit of blog here. Selling my house has enabled me to have this 6 months off to do intensive field work, which is getting more intense actually as time goes on. I spent the first 3 months really up and down to Somerset because of babies being born and birthdays and adapting to the move. You know, it's quite heart-wrenching leaving my family really. But like I said to them, if our ancestors were in Exeter or Bristol, I'd be going there, but they're over here. So it is a long way from my family. I don't know what the future holds, but I would like to live nearer to them if I could. I miss the little babies already, watching them grow. But anyway, I'm doing this for them, this family tree, and I've got a trip to London on Tuesday for 3 nights staying up there to try and find Louis Steib, the one that had Louis William, to see if I can locate where he came from and any of his relatives. Because it just seems weird that Louis William hasn't got any brothers and sisters that I've been able to locate yet.
Well, I do find out a lot more about the Steibs at some point anyway, go back further with burials and marriages and births and everything. I do a lot. I still haven't located any of Louis William's brothers and sisters yet, but I do know that he ended up being buried in Brooklyn, New York. But that's another story, and that'll come on a later tape. Back to this tape in 2006.
I don't know the relationship between Louis William and Richard.
I do know. He's his uncle. Richard Steib is Louis William Steib's uncle.
I've got a strong feeling that they are related somehow. There's also a Philip Steib who had I think it's Philip, either a Philip or a William.
Yeah, he's Louis William's uncle as well, and he's the brother of Louis William's father.
And there was a John Steib born in 1776 at St Mary's, Somerset, in the heart of London, who I need to locate. And a Caroline Steibs as well. It's Steib with a Z on the end, who was born in 1800 in Marylebone, St Mary's, Marylebone. So when I go to the Guildhall, hopefully I'll be able to get some information also about the Palatines when I go to the Metropolitan Archives of Stepney. A very strong German body of people who sort of took over Stepney, very much like the Asian population of Bethnal Green now. The East End has always been like a ghetto area, if you like. I don't like to use the word ghetto, but people tend to congregate together for security, I suppose. My mum would turn in her grave if she went to the East End now, knowing that it was so different. But then that happens to us all with time, I suppose. I'm very eager to locate London people's graves as well. I mean, I'm doing all this Cambridge area at the moment, but I do intend to home in on London. That's another part of being up this way. St Mary's, Swaffham Prior seems to have 2 churches. I'm going to go in the first one. Church is open, and there's a plaque on the wall here of Charles Chester, infant, who died January the 12th, 1793, aged 5 weeks and 3 days. Lawrence Fisher was the vicar here. Charles Peter Alex, A-L-L-I-X, were church wardens, and Charles Cole Ambrose. Here lies the body of Roger Rant, Esquire, son and heir of Roger Rant, Esquire, by Eleanor, wife, who changed life for better. Died 1684. Yes, wooden ceiling, no angels and such, lots of great big slate slabs on the walls, plaques. Here lies the body of Roger Rant, another one who deceased the 26th, May the 26th, year 1654, when he was 55. And another Roger Rant, who died in 1728, age 67. A war memorial of people. There's a Posterity, a Hawkes, a Flack, a Simmons, a Atkinson, a Benstead, a Brown, a Bullman, a Camps, a Hatley, a Heifer, a Jaggard, a Long, a Norton, a Palmer, a Scott, a Sheldrick, a Whitmore, a Taylor, a Sergeant, a Preston, a Pimenter, a Hallett, a Ling, Martin Hill, died January, and it's in Latin, so I don't know, it's a long time ago. There's a great big slab on the floor of Catherine somebody, died 1828-36. Could be Herman. Anne Maria Herman. Vestry. Going out to the altar. I say Swaffham Prior seems to have two churches. I'll probably get a book on the history. Matilda Roberts. Died 1877, born 1794. Edward Gordon Young, captain of the Royal Engineers, who served on active service 1899 to 1900 in South Africa. Charles Alex. A big stone slab embedded in the wall with brass of Robert Chambers, gent, buried the 28th of August, 1638, and other people. George Gilbert, to the memory of George Gilbert, Thomas Wagger, sons of the late John Potter, Alex, Esquire, of the parish, who died Gilbert died in 1795. Church now. It's a bit confusing what it's got two. There's a few gravestones in here though. A killing back. Looks like a eeks or a beaks or a feeks. Feeks. our redundant churches fund. It's stuck on there, so it must be redundant, this one, but why have two? Really weird. Why they've got two churches. Alex burials. I am going slightly unorthodox route. Oh God, this is massive. There's more graves over there. It's only because I'm looking around this church. A Watson. A Feast. A Rushbrook. Holmby. Let's take a picture of this church from the back by a gate. There's another massive graveyard here. Ooh. Might have to go back to the van and get another camera. Just having a general look round. There seems to be horses here as well. With a walkway. Down here. Right, I'm at the top of the churchyard. This includes a new one. I'm going to sit down and do some on tape here. On a bench. You've got a Bradford, a Crawshaw, a Smith, a Badcock, a Kinsey, a Bye, a Reeve, a Smalley, a Nash, a Simmons, an Ambrose, a Wilson, a Ling, an Emery, a Day, a King, a Prentice, a Moss, a Lowe, a Rouse, a Rogers, a Warren, an Avies, a Fuller, a Greenwood, a Kim, a Crawshaw, an Emery, a Simmons, a Plum, a Lesson, a Powell, a Fox, a Chapman, a Norris, these are all new ones I'm talking about, right at the top overlooking the two churches. There's more old ones around the churches itself. So there's two churches, one's redundant obviously, a Hallett, a Fuller, a Gelsby, a Misson, Florence Misson, Cephas Misson, these are the metal crosses. It'll stick out when I find one of ours. Right, I'm up to these roses. I'll go back again now and do some more. At the top on the other side of the path, we've got a Pulford, a Warren, a Cunningham, Daisy Lillian Cunningham, who died aged 87 in 2000. And there's Patricia Victoria Cunningham, who died 5th of January 2000, aged 66. They died quite near to each other. A Flack, a Woolley, a Wilson, a Sheldrick, a Lewis, a Frost, another couple of Sheldricks, a Butcher, a Clark, a Warped Nibby, a Newman, a Day, a Ling, a Fletcher, a Beauville, Davies, Nash, Wilson, Herod, Mead, Warren, Fletcher, Andrews, Gilson, Stanford, Leeson, Andrews, Mayfie, Wayman, Gilson, Ely, Foster, Mumford, Prince, a couple of princes, 3 princes actually. There was a prince in Dullingham, I think. One here of dear daughter, Doreen Ivy Prince, who died in 1958, 34. And Beach was Eliza Prince, who died in 1969, age 78. And George Prince, who died in 1981, age 87. And Cecil Prince died in 1985, age 58. And Irene died in 1990, age 68. And you've got some more Warrens. Warrens could be common. I think a Mason might have married a Warren. Preston, Hills, a Sergeant, a Durant, a Benstead, Edwin Muir, poet. This unblinded eye, his unblinded eye saw far and near the fields of paradise. Born Orkney, the 15th of May, 1887. Died Cambridge, the 3rd of January, 1959. Also of his wife and partner, Willa, born the 13th of March, 1890. Died the 22nd of May, 1970. That's like a dark charcoal coloured, I don't know if it's marble or slate. It's of a poet, anyway. A Willet, a Leavitt, a Galbraith, a Benstead, a Lane, a Stinson, a Scott, a Loveridge, a Good, one of those inset ones again, always hard to read. Day, Nash, another Livet, another Good, a Badcock, a Stewart, a Menzies Kitchen, another Menzies Kitchen, a Gilson, another Menzies Kitchen, Aspie, Ling, with a big Aspie rectangular grave for 3 people, and Emily, and Myra and Ellen all there together. I don't like these rectangular ones, you can hardly ever read them. And Adams, Collins, a Pratt, a Sturgis, a Beaton, oh no, a Preston I mean, an Ison, we've got an Ison here. Frances Jane, wife of Arthur Ison, died 1928, age 60, and Arthur died 1951, age 80. That's an Ison grave. And next to that, you've got Winifred Mary, and I've got to pull that away. But it's a Woolard, isn't it? Yeah. Mary Woolard, wife of somebody, died in 1931, age 41. Listing this quicker. Like I said, I always go back and do full inscriptions if I want to do. Fletchers, Frosts. I'm just going over the other side a minute. Back over the other side. There's a Prince there, Eliza Prince, who died in 1929, 78. And Frederick Charles Prince, who died in 1945, age 84. There's a Prince near an oak in Dullingham. That's why I'm doing that. A Willis. A Galley. order. I'm just keeping track as I go down. I'm just going back. It's very sparse on one side, whatever plot this is. But it's a mixture of old and new. A yarrow. Thompson, a Badcock, a Payne, a Bye, Sturgis says that a lot here you can't see. They've big Adams family plot here. William Herbert, eldest son of Rich and Sarah Peters, who died in Dublin 1921, age 39, and Sarah, who died in 1921, also age 63. That's weird, isn't it? Well, they died at the same time. More Byes, Potters, Webbs, Palmers. Soldier's grave of a T. Palmer, private, who died in 1918, age 25. Another Bye. Cooper, a day. Another day. Ashby. Warped Nibby. Wadham. Hawks. Another Wadhams, a few Wadhams here. Hawks. Edward Millgate, died in 1930, age 78, and his wife Maria. Herbert Lowe. Thomas Moore. Benstead. A Cornwall, another Cornwall, a Fletcher, a Hawks. Some I can't read, and Asby, Cogan, Johnson, Scott, Bowden, Simpson, Aldhouse, big black cloud over the above. It's going to burst in a minute. I better get a move on. I might have to go and shelter in the church a minute while this is going on. Of course, I'm desperate to go to the loo again, and there's a couple I've missed. Big one here, a butcher. You can bet your life if I don't bloody do it, Benstead. Right, that's the big church done. It's just coming over really black, so I think I'm going to go back and shelter in the church a minute. Round clockwise on the path going around the church. The first church is Joseph Driver, who died 1877, age 47, and Eliza, the wife of Joseph, died then, and their son William also died in 1871. Going around the back of the church a minute. One minute it looks like the clouds are going to erupt and then it stops. That must be leading down to the vaults down there. Vaults underground, spooky. And the back of the church. Stile here, I'm going up round the back. Little stile. Leading somewhere. Oh my god. Concentrate on this now. You've got Elizabeth Clayton, who died in 1883, age 69. Goes up clockwise until I can't concentrate when I go loo. Robert Miles, 1882, age 71. James Aldous, 1866, age 62, and Louisa, his wife, 1875, age 65. William Scotter, 1895, age 78. Jane Octavia, 52, and she died of Thomas Preston, vicar of this parish, born 1819, died 1895, and Thomas Preston MA, who died 19th of June 1897 in his 81st year, and the 31st year of his vicarage. Pamplin, and Ambrose, more Ambroses. I'm under some trees actually at the moment. Susan of Benstead, Watling, Butler, some little Cremstones, Bishops and Coopers, and Gilberts and Riggs and Browns and Enochs and Rockners. Bench in memory of Richard Gordon Bigland Wood, 20th of July 1938 to 1997. Some under behind a tree. Samuel Day, S. Clark, Esau Butler. Law, King, Burgess, the big upright tomb of Samuel, son of Matthew and Sarah. Born 1810, died in 1886. Could be Woolard. I think it's a big Woolard stone. Matthew Witt, Swaffham Prior, died February the 6th, 1821, age 60. And Sarah, his wife, died 1851, age 86. That's a Witt. More Witts. It's a big upright thing, great big thing, like a big table. One with railings around it. A cutting, a Gilby, William Gilby. Was farm bailiff for 48 years. And Mr. Witt of this parish, and in the family of Mr. Witt of this parish, and who died 1879, age 70. Also Annie Gilby. There's lots of Gilbys at someone. About the one behind the railings, Aspie. Just doing the ones up against the wall now, behind the churches. Mr. John Lissel, late of the Fen, farm bailiff, died 1860, age 61. I'm just sort of working my way up and down the stones at the moment, trying to take my mind off the fact that I want to go to the loo again. Bison Thomas, and son of Thomas and Anne Webb, who died on 1891, age 38, and Elizabeth Webb, who died in 1954, age 87. So there's a little Webb family there. Little Webbs. Big one of Thomas Webb, who died 1868, 75, and Anne, who died 1878, age 84. That's a big one. Getting back down towards these trees. A watling. Yeah, I've done those. Miles from Willis, Piper. Right. Gilson. Very, very large one. Some of these stones are huge. It makes you wonder about ours, whether they were this high up. That's a right. Died in 21 age. Not quite sure how old.
Just reminding us that this is Swaffham Prior, the place with 2 churches, 2 towers. One redundant and used for recreational reasons.
Elizabeth something as well. Banton died in 18 something or other. 57 I think. I don't know who she was, but she's on the same grave. I'm going to try and get a picture of both these churches in sync. I've just run out of film. Harvey, Butcher, Amy Harvey, beloved child of James and Adelaide Butcher, also Emily. She died when she was 7, one of them did, in 1883. The other one died, one I think, in 1879. More webs. Yeah, I think I've done these. Just going to have a look through the window of this church a minute. It's not stained glass. Looks like you have it for council meetings or something. Yeah, they spent a lot of money on it, haven't they? Doing all the windows and everything. Oh, that would be handy, won't it? What are you going to do about that then? There's a chemical toilet or? Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. Oh, you can have candles. You've got a few? Yeah, should be alright actually. It'd be nice if it's thunder and lightning as well though, wouldn't it, in a way? The atmosphere, I mean. Think of positive, you know. Oh, well, I do hope you have a good time. I think it's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. Yeah, we have bands in here. Brilliant. Are you getting married next door, are you? Because that's where I traced my ancestors back 500 years to there. Yeah. They owned a load of land all around here in the past. Loads of it. 500 years ago. No, I'm from Somerset, but I've come up to, I'm living up the road while I do my family tree. Yeah, yeah. They're buried inside the church of Bottisham, some of them. Yeah. Yeah, there's a house remaining there. It's a farmhouse. It's one of the oldest buildings in Bottisham. It's one of the oldest buildings in Bottisham there that belonged to my great-great-great-grandfather built it, you know, about 500 years ago. It's called Bottisham Place. Right on the corner where the old road used to be. It's like a big old farm. There's the Grange, that's where the council go, I think. Then you've got that, well, used to be a pub where Dick Turpin used to hang out years ago. Yeah, and it's opposite there. The big... It's the other opposite end where there used to be a road where is it the Swan? Was it called the Swan, the pub? Yeah, well my great-grandfather about 11 times back built that. So we've gone back a long way and yeah, I've been in there. Yeah, they've let me come in and I've taken pictures. They've got Tudor panelling in one of the bedrooms of my great-great-great-grandfather and his wife that dressed it in Henry VIII type costume. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a nice church, isn't it? Oh, right. Yeah. Anyway, just a bit of history for you. Have a good day, won't you? Right, I'm carrying on. Been inside the church. Met some people who are having their wedding reception. They live in Bottersham, actually. Chambers, Raymond, Clark, Palmer, Palmby, I mean. Hatley. Very old ones. Can't read them. Very old. This is right behind the church now because I've run out of film. Crisp, crisp, crisp. 3 crisps. Some big slabs laid flat at an angle, lying down into like a little moat area behind the main church. One of the ladies inside was telling me that back in the olden days there were 2 knights or something who were competing one another, and hence there's 2 churches built. Now one's redundant, but it's used for bands playing there, and they're having their reception in there. So at least it's being used, and I've been inside, and it has been done up. Harriet Amy Crisp, 1871, age 18. A lot of Crisp families here. Getting right behind the church now. Hearts. James. I can't read it. 17 something or other. It begins with S. Something or other anyway. No luck with our names yet. That one there. No. Looking for all the old ancestors as I go round. Blinco. A lot of them are very, somebody's tried to restore them, actually. Highly decorative with the angels over the top and the thing like that as well. Tape's still running. Yeah, this church has got like a round tower and a long nave with lots of stained glass windows. In the new building there aren't anything. They've been put in all plain glass, but it's all been renovated inside. Going to be used for functions. Somebody Waters, John Waters, 1884, died 90. Mary died 1890, age 91. Also their son George, who died in 1841, age 2. And Mary Ann, their daughter, died in 1872, age 48. That's the Waters family. More Waters families. Dawson died 1865, age 54, and Sarah died 1864, 1994, age 52. There must have been a plague about. Somebody's been trying to get what it says on there. Behind them, memory of John. Looks like, I don't know, some old English writing. Can't read, it's very old though. It's probably 17 something, 08 I think. Then who else have you got? Another Waters. Common name here. Killing-Beck was the other one, wasn't it? Now, is that what's that? Don't think it's an Isaacson, no. William Stanton, eldest son of James Percy Stanton, who died in 1809, age 80. Also Barbara Stanton, his wife, who died age 70 in 1817. That one's sort of like hardly like propped up against, not propped, it's sort of a funny angle in the side of the ground, around this moat-like area, right behind the side of the church. That was really handy meeting those people. I am fortunate at times bumping into people, because that allowed me to go inside the other one. Mark Irons died 1887, age 76, and Susan Irons died 1894, age 89. I've more or less been round the graveyard now. I did run out of film, but there's only so many photos you can take. But I'll have to go to that Anglesey Abbey, I think, at some point. I need to get up earlier to do that sort of thing. So that's the end of the tape, nearly. Never found any of our names, though. There's an old Methodist church here, near where I parked the van. It's up for sale. It was built in 1862, usual type Methodist, an old Methodist church. Very plain. It's called Zion Baptist Chapel. Looks like they still have services there. It's up for sale. It's going to rain, I think. Might be lucky. I'm just going to walk down here a minute. Let me just get my other camera. Right. End of the tape. Found a bush to wee in. Weird, really. Bumping into those people who had the key to let me into that disused church for their wedding function. They actually live in Bottisham, and they now know where Bottisham Place is, and they're getting married in Bottisham Church. Weird. Not much of the tape left. Driving out of Swaffham Prior. They had a pub there. So, I think probably why we didn't go there before, because we didn't find any link there, but I thought I'd got to go there, so I'm doing all the churches, and that was an interesting anomaly. Having two great big churches, you know, a couple feet apart. I'm just now exploring what looks like Fen. I don't know where I'm going, I don't care at the moment, but I will go to Tesco's eventually. Then past the barn, Snake Hall Farm, maybe organic stuff. This is like a little by road I'm on now. It's the best way to go about, because then you see other things, and you pick up other things, like other churches that you might miss. And those churches, I'm going to stop here. No, there's no point of my camera. I could have, I'll just stop a second. I might just take a picture left. I don't know if it'll turn out. End of that. We've just been out and taken a picture of the two churches from a distance. Didn't turn the tape on, hoisting tape really. I'm coming up to a place now called Reach. Actually, I've heard of Reach. A place called Reach, a pub called the Dyke's End. And I just spotted an old graveyard, so I'm going back to find it. No church there. There's a church near the pub. No tower. I'm just going to pull up here. A minute.
Right, that's the end of that side of the cassette. I will be doing side 2, where I will start with Reach when I do side 2. So this is Sheila in 2010, looking back in 2006 when I was out looking at the Swaffhams, Swaffham Bulbeck and Swaffham Prior. And then I was out exploring, I didn't know where I was going, which was great, and it was across the marshland, the fenlands of Suffolk, very flat, very boggy. So, over and out for now.